Assalamu alaikum, wonderful viewers. Welcome to the Poetry Slam. So here on Eco TV International, the People's Choice, where we celebrate the power of words, the beauty of expression, and the art of poetry. I am your host, Rohit Ture. Every week we invite talented poets to come and showcase their talent and their art of work. And today here with me is one of the unique poets in the Gambia here, a phenomenal, a legend in the industry. He will introduce himself shortly. But before that, you can kindly follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Sponsors are also invited. You can call on the numbers on the screen to sponsor this program. Assalamu alaikum, Prof.
Wa alaikum salam.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure being here. Greetings to each and everyone watching. Like what Rohi said, my name is Ousman Jaiteh, commonly known as Prof. The Sensible Poet, and I live at Busumbal.
Okay, well, Prof. The Sensible Poet. Do you mean to say that others are not sensible?
No, not actually. No.
Okay, then where do you get this name, the Prof. The Sensible Poet?
Okay, Prof. The Sensible Poet, it came as a result of a friend. Yeah, someone who really loved, the way I do poetry. He's the one who, proposed the name to me, and then I really loved it. That is when I, took the name. But then, since from the start, the Prof was already there.
Okay.
So
the sensible came later.
Exactly. I used to be called Professor Ousman.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe that because of
Is it male or female?
He's a male, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was given the name by a teacher, by the way, because I always use let's say to him I usually when I'm speaking I use grammar, so he always make fun of me, with that. Yeah, exactly. That's how the Prof came.
Okay, and also what inspired you to become a poet?
There are lots of things that inspired me to become a poet. From the start, for me, basically, I really love reading and writing. Yeah, that has
It
been.
is said that Gambians don't like reading.
Yeah, of course, because there are lots of people that has launched books, but then, the issue is the reading. People find it very, very difficult. But, but that does not mean that if there's people say that Gambians don't like reading, that does not mean it's all Gambians. Of course, you have people that really,
like how Mandinka said, Niko Bajati Mafa Jaiteh.
Exactly. So it's not all.
Yeah.
So that is how it started. But then there are people too who motivated me. But then from the start, for me, basically, I really love reading and writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you discover your unique voice as a poet? Was it a gradual process or a sudden realization?
It is not a sudden realization. It is a gradual process. Of course, you don't in life you don't just start and then boom, you realize something. It's a gradual process, and of course, sometimes the feedbacks too usually have from your friends too. You next you realize that I got this in me, because sometimes when I'm reciting, people tell me that, bro, I really love your voice. You understand. There are other people who know that they can write poems, but then their poems are not up to that extent, but then they have the voice. Whenever they present it, people really love it. But there are other people whom that too, they really don't have the voice, but whenever they write, their poems are always very, very powerful. But then for me, my unique voice is, it is a gradual process. That's how I realize it, and then from people too as well. Yeah, because people believe that I have, a deep voice. Other people
you do have it.
Yeah, so other people believe that, the other people when I'm reciting, other people do compare me, like, the time where, I had you reciting, I thought it is this poet or this poet that is reciting. So that is it.
Yeah, indeed, you have a unique voice. And also, in the poetry industry, who are the poets, either in the Gambia or international, who are the poets or writers that has influenced you?
Okay, I have lots of poets here that has motivated me, and then I have internationals too. But in the few that I can mention are the likes of Poet Sidibe, the likes of Chernobyl, the likes of Champion Champ, because from the start, these were the people who knew that I was looking up to. Yeah,
and they've been here for a long time.
Yeah, certainly.
And what does poetry really mean to you, and how has that meaning evolved over time?
Poetry really means a lot to me. Yeah, because for me, I always love to be the mouthpiece of the people, and of course, I always really love to speak for the voices of the people, because there are lots of people out there that does not have the platform, and then of course, as a result of me having the platform, I can speak on their behalf. Because sometimes we tend to realize that when we recite other poems, there are other people that tend to tell you that it's like you are speaking to me directly. It's like
they resonate with it.
Exactly. It's like what you have written. It's just like exactly what I'm going through. Yeah. So it really means a lot to me, and it has impacted a lot positively on my side, because especially on my public speaking skills too, it really helped me. Yeah, and then on the side of networking too, it really helped me because it helped me meet with lots of people, influence people too as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and about your creative process, how do you go from an idea to a finished poem?
To a finished poem.
Yeah.
Um, you know, inspiration comes from different ways. Sometimes you may be inspired as a result of your friend. Sometimes your friend might, someone who really trust you, may sit with you, chat with you, or tell you what he or she is going through.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I get idea from it.
yeah, let's say sometimes some of us, that's how we grab opportunities like that, and then when we go home, it's easy for us to pen it down. Sometimes it's based on the society. Sometimes it's how things are really going, within our country, within our surrounding. Yeah.
Okay, and like, do you normally have any rituals or habits that helps you to get into the mindset to write?
Yeah, for me, whenever I'm listening to beats, poetry beats, it really helped me. Yeah,
Okay.
to write poems. Yeah, sometimes I may listen to beats and then, like let's say for example, I will just sitting down, listening to poetry beats, and then things will just pop in. You understand? Sometimes I may I may tend to listen to poetry beats, and then I may just start writing a stanza. From my stanza, that's how we usually close that book. Move on to my daily activities. Till sometimes too when I'm just motivated, I just continue from there. Sometimes it takes me a lot longer period of time to write a poem. There are difference in poems too. You can just write a poem a day. Within just few minutes, you complete a poem. But then
Someone
it
said
takes,
within 5 minutes he can complete a poem.
of course, within just few minutes you can complete a poem. But then the question is, how mature is that poem? For me, basically, it really takes me a longer period of time before completing a mature piece. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you handle writers' block or moments when like you are writing and stuffs don't seem to come? What do you do then?
For me, basically, I don't really force things. Yeah, whenever I lift the pen, though sometimes I hate writing and then not finishing the poem.
Okay.
Yeah, but then sometimes I don't force myself. Yeah, whenever I take the pen, start penning down, and then I got stuck, I don't force myself. I just close it till when I have time again. I just resume from there.
Okay. And do you edit your poems heavily, or do you prefer to keep it in an initial flow?
Yeah, what I usually do is I write my poems in a book. Then on the side of editing, I would copy it on my telephone. I have an app, how do I call it, a document there where I usually put it. After putting it, I usually go to it, edit it, and then put the necessary things or necessary ingredients that are left behind.
Yeah, Jumbo is cool.
Exactly.
Right. And what are the themes or subjects that you find yourself returning to, and why do you think you resonate with them?
There are lots of things which I may find myself. Sometimes it's how life may treat you. Sometimes how
Okay.
sometimes friends may treat you. Sometimes how things do go within your surrounding. Those things too are very very important. Yeah.
Okay, and which one do you do the most? Like, which one do you focus on most? Is it politics or the social life of people?
Yeah, you are right. For me, I focus on general, but then me, I'm a revolutionary poet.
Okay.
Yeah, most often my poems are centered on how things are going within the country. I've written different thematic areas on my side, on the side of my poetry. I've written love pieces, broken heart pieces, but 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 my center of focus is mainly how things usually go through within the country.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now, ginger us a bit. Can we hear just one piece before we
Okay.
move on?
Bismillah ma door. Alhamdulillah ma sant borom bi.
Yes.
Ikrale ma digal jàng. Ayo fils. Jox ma sama big ma ride. Hikma la ma dénk bride. Faal. fa leen ko si déggi ndax mooy kaddu askan bi kon na sabar bi tëgg futti lépp futti bépp jàngoro bu ñu la sowi askan bi parce que fii lu fi lëndëm ñoo ko leeral comme jant bi
Okay.
taalif bàyyi mooma feeñu moo tax ma daal di dugg xaluwa na yam fañe bari fan sediyamo na laahido taale no kunun kombe sabare la kaatu hortelle fayta bino ne safolle sareta jawol fata fata da lungo minana mai kota yang fanya bari fon se diam talif la ma diktal ma right kon deglu len kar yu may dal yebi sehal askan bi parce que fi lu fi lendem ñoko leral comme jante bi
leer nañ
na banko tamanya nanya ni alhalo wala mandia wala tina na kalani wala ta ka safe ka jaba ko to wado fo fahmino so sone yano tilimal ya se bondino na afrika ya se fayno ko wali mun kuru se koyno kana banko kanu fo tilemo se keno
ay no respect Nala, I respect you. The poem is really nice and it is touching too.
Yeah, you know,
what's the inspiration behind this poem?
Basically, it's how things are going in this country.
Yeah,
it's basically how things are going in this country, and then that is it. You know, sometimes we get inspiration of, let's see, how things are going in this country, and then for me, when I get pissed of certain things,
yeah,
I always when I leave the pen, I always tend to write. You understand, and then I'm a versatile poet. The poem that I just recited is a free verse.
Yeah.
You can focus on free verse, you can focus on spoken word too as well. My strength too lies on both of these two. Yeah, but then basically, like I said earlier, I'm a revolutionary poet. Yeah, though I write poems on different thematic areas, but then this poem talks about things that are going in this country. Like you choose a topic, like a thematic area, it talks about lots of things that are going in this country. Like you talk about education, agriculture, the government. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I say it requires time to write a mature piece. You can write a poem just within minutes. Yeah, it's fine. But then it takes time
on the maturity of the
poem.
poem.
It takes time before writing. To me, it takes time before writing a mature piece. Sometimes I write, I say no. I cannot release something like this. I have to keep it, work on it again.
You do it, yeah.
One does not necessarily need to rush. You just have to take your time. Yeah, whatever that you have to release, you have to be very, very careful with it. Let it be something that when you feed the people will be able to resonate towards it. People are able to feel it
and pick some sense within it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And also, is there a particular poem of yours that holds a special significance to you?
Yeah, of course. I think during my upper basic school, there is this girl. No, she's my friend. Yeah, she once told me about how she went through female genital mutilation.
Okay.
Yeah, that too holds a lot in me. Though sometimes when I recite it, people have different views on side of FGM. The other people that feels it, the other people that somehow castigates the poem. But then it really holds something in because whenever I recite it, wherever she feels emotional, I even want to an extent see saw her crying. That really holds something in me. And then for me, my poetry journey, my main focus is to touch lives, and of course, at least raise the bars of the poetry, to greater heights. Yeah, basically that poem really holds, a lot in me. Yeah, of course, because I want to change people's mentality and then people's belief towards FGM.
FGM.
Yeah.
Okay, can we hear this piece? Maybe some few stanzas.
Okay, all right. How the piece emerge? That's why I say sometimes people may tend to have inspiration in different ways. Okay. Sometimes you may be my friend chatting with me, you will not even realize that there are some things which that I'm even capturing on my mind. You understand? So this is how the piece came about. See, I was deceived by my mother. See, I was confined in a narrow space called cage. See, I barely knew what was going on because I was very young to analyze, but I kept on asking this question to my mother, but all what she kept on telling me is that I will be fine. So as a young and brave woman, I comported myself. Then I was grabbed by my mother. Then I turned and saw a woman. A strange woman that barely speaks or talks. Oh, Nangang Simba. Even though that I was young, but I could sense that everything was not all right. So the Nangang Simba opened my legs wide, pierced the blade on my genital organ. Cutting the most sensitive part of my body, leaving me in pain. But this is insane. Despite being a child, my rights has been seized. Curtailed. All in the name of transforming me and you into a woman, as they believed this was part of our cultures and traditions. So I was subjected to endless pains and everlasting scars. Genital swelling, urinary problems, difficulty during penetration, slow sexual desires, healing problems, and catalyzing my chances of having AIDS. So when will this barbaric culture come to an end, where our girls are subjected to emotional trauma, pain, and agony?
Mm.
Yeah. How this piece came, it came
Yeah.
as a result of someone telling me something, and
Yeah.
then I decided to pen it down.
Okay,
You know,
then.
sometimes you may have sometimes you yourself, you may have inspiration of the things that you went through. You
Yeah.
understand? Sometimes you may have inspiration from, let's say, from your friends, what they explain to you. You understand? Let's say sometimes, people scold us, in a very wrong way. Sometimes when you reach that heartbroken piece, people tend to judge you. They think that,
Yeah.
it is you that went through it. Because I can vividly recall that is this heartbroken piece, that I have written from the start. There's a name of a girl that was mentioned. So whenever I read, people say, "Oh, this is the girl that broke your
Broke your
heart."
heart,
So
yeah.
later on, I decided to put their different names.
Okay.
Just to bring the confusion, so that you don't know that it is this one or that, because the starting is like this. See, Binta, Fadu Aisa Khadija is a girl. That is the
Yeah.
starting of the poem. So people don't tend to know. But sometimes, this is how it comes
Yeah.
comes about. Understand. Sometimes we get inspiration from our friends. Sometimes how family treat them. Sometimes, things that we see within our society. These
Yeah,
are the
okay.
things
And
that we
about
like.
this FGM, most of the people are not in support of it,
Of
and
course,
most of the people that are in support of it.
of course.
So now, you reciting this poem and releasing it, what was the feedback that you got from people? Was it impressive
Um,
or?
I wanna lie, it was a mixed feeling. It even went to, I just picked, like, let's say, few standard. That is what I recited. It is way more than that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I realized from the start, from different audience, I say when I recited it, I do have castigations. You understand? So, if you're not someone who is bold, you're not able to do it. You understand? Because I have also one time that is a poet that wrote a poem about FGM, and he shot the video, and then I think he posted it on TikTok. Other people are saying like, you are lying, but then it's life. People have this different perspective, and then people really hold onto their cultures, and then tradition. But then I will not lie, you know um, my other poems and then about the FGM point is a different case. That's why whenever I'm reciting it, I always target the audience where to recite it. It's very, very important.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are lots of castigations that I do, receive whenever I recite that poem. Yeah, though other people, really, appreciate the poem, those who are not in support of FGM, but then the who are in support of FGM, really put, lots of castigations
Okay.
out
And
there.
how
So
do
it's
you
like a
feel
mix.
about that? And how do you handle it?
Well, it's not easy though. It's not easy
Yeah.
though, because
So.
sometimes you even tend to be scared, where to resign because of castigations and here and there. Because, like I said, the video that I saw on TikTok, that too, it also discouraged me, because there were lots of negative comments. People were telling him that you are lying, we are not speaking the facts, stuff like that. Very, very negative comments. Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
People tend to have different perspective, different beliefs too as well. It all cannot be positive.
Yeah.
You understand?
For negative muneka for right?
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
that does not change anything. I still stand on my ground,
Yeah.
and then I will continue my advocacy too as well, because I'm
Alright.
a revolutionary poet.
Wish you well.
Thank you.
Okay, and in your opinion, what role does poetry play in today's world, and how is it impacting people's lives?
Wow, poetry plays a very, very crucial part in today's world, and of course it do really impact people's life, because I can vividly, for me, it has impacted a lot of things in me.
Okay.
You understand? Because let's say, for example, you can write other poems which that you tend to tell people that this is not good, and you yourself you are doing it. It also helps to shape you. Let's say, for example, you recite a piece, or you write a piece about cigarette. You're telling people that cigarette is not good, and you yourself are still smoking cigarette. So you see how it is. So it really helps to shape you, and then it really gives you the platform. It also helps you to network to as well. So on the side of impacts on today's world too as well, especially the youth, I can, whenever I recite certain pieces, that people who always get back to me and tell me, bro, you're talking to me, this is exactly what I'm going through. You understand? Someone going through let's say a trauma or something else, you are telling, you're reciting a piece in front of the guy, telling that person, dinaba, never give up. Those are inspirational things.
Yeah,
Even
sure.
the person wants to give up, the person will not tend to give up. So it really plays, a crucial role into this world.
Okay, and do you also believe that poetry can bring about political or social change in a country?
Of course, Of course, there are lots of things which that poetry can change. That's why we deem it necessary wherever we see we need to we need to address things. We just need to address it. Now, let's say for example the piece that I just recited, you know um, it talks about lots of things,
Yes.
how things are failing, how things need to be improved. You know, let's say if you release the poem, you don't know who will listen to it. It may even touch the person may change. So it's very, very important.
Okay. And when you write your poem, do you have a target audience, or do you write primarily for yourself?
No, I don't think poets would write primarily for themselves. But anyways, there is nothing like a targeted audience. For me, my poems, everyone can listen to it.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone can listen to it because I'm always careful of the words or the poems that I released. Yeah, because I always have someone by my side. Whenever I want to release a poem, we sit together, we analyze the poem too as well. So for me, I don't have a targeted audience as a poet. Yeah, no, to say that this poem is specifically meant for these people because I'm a revolutionary poet. There are poems which that sometimes had an interview at Paradise. They asked me about, let's say, how my family reacts towards my poetry. You understand? The other poems, my mom really loved them. Whenever I recite them, she would tell me that Nimo Kawandolti. You understand? So there's something like a targeted audience. My poems, it everyone can listen to it. Whether you are young, you are old, yeah, and then, you can. It all depends on your choice of words. Our choice of words is very, very important. That's why I say one does not necessarily need to rush. You just have to take your time. It's just bit by bit. Yeah.
And how do you feel when readers intend to interpret your poems in ways that are different from your original intent?
Normally, I don't usually feel bad because it is life. People tend to have different opinions. Sometimes
yes.
how you think, other people too who may not, think in that way. But then, there are lots of written poems. That when I share them, that was then. Now I don't usually, I rarely share my written poems because I realize most often when you share your written poems, other people may tend to take some of your stanzas.
Oh, okay.
So that is why. But then back in then, when I was just doing poetry, just writing, sharing, you understand? People do, give me feedback, or there are other people who usually give me reviews too as well. And then, it's always impressive. Sometimes they may not give the exact review of what you have written, but then, I usually don't feel bad.
Okay, and what do you wish for the readers to take from your poem?
That is a message. That is a message. It's very, very important. Even if it is poetry or music or whatsoever, the other people, let's say, for example, on the side of music, for example, on the side of music, the other people who they only feel the vibes.
Yeah,
they don't really listen to the
lyrics. Yeah.
So on the side of poetry too, there are people who what they love is just the rhyme. All what they focus is just the rhyme. They really love the rhyming. But then the message, no, they don't listen to the message. Yeah.
Okay, and since you've become a poet, have you ever made a collab with an artist or a rapper? Because, many tend to say that poems and rapping, they are kind of like common, like music. They are common like that. So, and you see most poets or poetesses will collab with artists and do a collab and release something.
You're right. Yeah, I have collaborated with an artist. The guy's name is Big Willie.
Big Willie.
Yeah, he has very, very unique voice. So I've collaborated with him on a lot of piece. Yeah.
Let's hear this piece. Yeah,
okay, let's see. Anyways, if I just made a mistake because it's not yet released. And but anyways, let me just give it a try.
Smart.
Hello, babe.
Someone is smelling already and he's not started yet. Bahnada.
It is a great sense of humility as I write to you.
Wait. Now, you yourself, you are just laughing, smelling. I hope your mind is not on someone like that.
No. Not actually. Not actually.
Okay, and do you have another love piece different from this one? This one you've not released it yet.
Yeah, this one is not yet
so
released.
let's just pack that one.
Okay. Let's say the heartbroken one.
Okay.
You understand? That one, when I started, people think it's a love piece, but then at the end, it's like a mix. You have the love, and then you have the heartbroken. You understand?
You've experienced both.
No, not actually. Perhaps I get inspiration from friends. That is the reason what I
You
said.
want me to believe that?
Yeah, of course.
Then let's hear it.
That is the reason what I say. Sometimes when it is at, certain points, people think that, scold you, in a very wrong way. But anyways, okay, let me give it a try. Si Binta, Fatu Aisha Khadija is a girl. The hell from the nut. A Muslim by nature. Meeting her was like a dream come true. But wait a minute. Her ecstatic beauty suppresses Mansa Musa's empire of wealth. Talk less of Dangote's house of diamond. Her hair was like a silk, eyes like a diamond, and figure like a tender bamboo suit. She is the only girl that enriches my level to a PhD degree. So tell me, why do I need to be enrolled in the University of the Gambia? Since I'm a degree holder in love, I mean, she is the pride of every man because she is a noble source of inspiration.
Okay.
But nonetheless, I thought I had gone too far and my heart gets a key the first time I saw her. But now I believe that meeting with the girl, the love she is a luck. But I couldn't believe this until when she slapped me the message that we should break up. I mean, we should put an end to this beautiful relationship. But I couldn't believe this shit until when she confided in me that, babe, this is the end of this shit. I helplessly lied on the ground like a lifeless being, for I couldn't think anything straight. For I thought I was the only king of her heart. For she made me believe that I am the only one that can unlock her heart and brings her endless joy. Memory lane, when I click my brain back on those days when she will tell me that I am the lover of her life, that we will grow up together and become successful partners like husband and wife, and be a beautiful children that will be named after beautiful names like Ahmad, Sive. Your whole body is stained with the blood from the bleeding of my heart, so how could you?
How dare she? But, no. But with all this, you cannot tell me that you've not experienced it. It is the experience of your friends. No.
Well, for me, the only girlfriend I have is spoken word. Poetry is, is my girlfriend. Because it is what is my pain and makes me happy. So, basically,
I will pretend to believe.
Anyways, it is an experience that I have gained from friends. There are friends that told me, this is what they have gone through, and I decided to pen it down.
Time is running out.
Yeah.
Okay, like this one question. If you could have a conversation with any poet or writer, living or dead, who would it be?
Wow. Poet Ike.
Ike.
Yeah, he's an American poet. He is so amazing. Yeah, he's so amazing. He has motivated me, so much. Yeah, people like Poet Ike motivated me, and then Bona Muhammad too, and then Umar Sadat of Ghana. Yeah, for him too, one can say a revolutionary poet. He's a great poet.
Okay.
Yeah. It will be a dream come true to have a collab with any of these three that I just mentioned.
Yeah, inshallah, it will happen.
I believe.
All right. Could you please say bye to your fans and your final message to the rising poets?
Okay. Thanks to each and every one of you that is watching and that is following, and then to my fans, thank you for always supporting me, because you are the ones they are my daily inspirations, because they are the one why I'm still I'm not giving up. I'm still I'm trying my best to be there. So I of course need to thank them. Yeah. So to the upcoming ones that are coming, no need to rush. It's just bit by bit. We will all get there.
Meditation.
Yeah, and then thank you, Rohi, and then all thanks to Eco TV, to International, for giving me the platform to showcase my talent.
Okay, thank you very much, you two, for joining us today.
It's a
pleasure. Yeah, thank you very much. Well, this is how we've come to the end of the program. For more of these interesting episodes, kindly follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Sponsors are also invited. You can call on these numbers on the screen to sponsor this program. Till next week. Bye-bye.